morning. Verse 20, Romans 6, "For when you were slaves of sin," that is, when you were non-believers and fully immersed in sin such that sin fully owned you, when you were slaves of sin, you were free in regard to righteousness. That is, he just makes a very simple declarative fact. You weren't obligated for righteousness. Have you ever thought of that, by the way, when you think about some unbelievers in your life? They don't get it because they don't get it. That is to say, they don't get righteousness because, maybe a better way to say it is, they don't get it because they haven't gotten it. They don't get righteousness because they haven't received the righteousness of Christ that changes them from the inside out. In that way, they're free in regard to righteousness, meaning that the obligation of righteousness, of conforming to God's character, doesn't hang over them because they haven't been transformed to understand that there is an obligation to that righteousness. So in one sense, they're free from that. There's another way in which they're free, and that is that they are unable to perform acts of authentic, and I'm not talking about common moral good under common grace, but authentic works that move the meter of the kingdom of God and bring glory, as it were, in an eternal way to God of the magnitude that a believer can. They're free in regard to attitudes and motivations that can cohere or correspond to the righteousness of Christ. And in that way, they are free in regard to righteousness. So, don't expect a lot from unbelievers. They don't understand righteousness. The implication, though, is that a lot more should be expected of you as a believer who have been set free from sin and is not a slave to sin, but is made to walk in newness of life, in the righteousness of Christ. Think a little more about this. We're going to keep going verse by verse over the next while as we work through Romans 6.